Hi everybody. As I guess most of you have heard by now, Stan Lee has just passed away. Well, I've just heard in the not just quite heard in the a couple of hours ago, an hour ago or so. It's something we all expected. He's 95 years old. He's had a long, great life, great legacy. But so we should celebrate his life. But I still kind of feel sad about his passing, and yeah, it's kind of weird, really. The guy's 95 years old. You think, yeah, okay, fine, he's had a good innings, but still, I wish he was around a bit longer. But sooner or later we all have to go, and he's gone. But he's gone, but he's not gone as well. His work, the legacy he's left behind, is probably one of the greatest legacies anybody can leave behind. He's inspired generations and generations and generations of people with his work, and he continues to inspire. The characters he's created, I mean, from the work he's done in the 40s at Marvel to that crazy time in the 60s when his imagination was just firing. I mean, these characters he's created, they live on now. They're even more popular than they've almost ever been. I mean, it might be different media, but now my children are growing up, listening to these, well, not listening, following these characters. I mean, the MCU is big massively now. So my kids are MCU fans, so they're learning about all the histories of Spider-Man, X-Men, Daredevil, Iron Man. I mean, the Avengers. I mean, I can't count all these characters, but that's a new generation growing up, being massive fanboys of characters he created. And I'm sure another 100 years down the line, whatever form of media it takes then, whether it's virtual reality, I'm sure in some form or shape, a whole new generation will also be geeking out to his characters, his creations. So that's a great legacy. I mean, he's inspired millions. I'm not talking about, well, sorry, I feel I'm not going to even exaggerate. I'll say billions of people. So I salute. He had a massive influence on my life. A lot of my choices come from me being a comic geek growing up. I got into comics with DC, but I would have left comics at the point where most people could have left comics, in the early teens, if I didn't discover Marvel. I discovered Marvel. Marvel really gripped me and held me, and it just became it was my Marvel from that time onwards. And it's because of the way of the legacy of the characters he created and the depth he gave them. I used to love reading his bulletin page back then. His the bullpen page, I think it was called. You've done great work. I don't want to ramble on too long. I don't want to be too sad about this because he's left a great mark on the world, and I just want to salute him. Excelsior. I mean, that's a word he taught me, and without a shadow of a doubt, I learned that word from reading his bullpen page back in the day. And so for me, Stan Lee, rest in peace. And I'm going to raise not a glass, what's it called? A cup of mead. And I hope you're somewhere up there in Valhalla, enjoying it with your wife, Joanne Lee, and hopefully even hanging out with Kirby and Dicto. Bye. Yeah, bye. Bye, the great one. Stan the man. You will be missed.